The UA High training grounds were bathed in the warm glow of the midday sun. A gentle breeze rustled the leaves of nearby trees. Birds chirped merrily. It was a picture of tranquility. On the field, two friends stood poised, radiating an aura of friendly rivalry. One was Katsuki Bakugo, his spiky blonde hair and crimson eyes burning with competitive fire. He bounced on the balls of his feet, a barely contained keg of explosive energy. Opposite him stood Noel, also known as the rising hero Nova. Calm and collected, Noel's hair and piercing blue eyes held a steely glint. He exuded quiet confidence. The air crackled with anticipation. This was just a spar, but intensity filled the air. Only one could emerge victorious.
Ready to eat dirt, Nova? I'm gonna blow you back to the beginner's class.
We'll see about that, Sparky. Don't underestimate me.
Their words hung heavy in the air, a challenge issued and accepted. The tension between them was palpable. Both heroes were eager to prove their mettle. Neither was willing to back down. The gruff voice of their homeroom teacher cut through the tense atmosphere.
Remember, this is a training exercise. Control your quirks. Strategy and technique are just as important as raw power. Show me what you've learned.
Aizawa-sensei, also known as Eraserhead, stood on the sidelines, his black hair framing a perpetually exhausted expression. His eyes, usually half-lidded, were sharp and alert. He was there to observe, to guide, and to ensure things didn't get out of hand. The moment Eraserhead finished speaking, the battle erupted. Bakugo shot forward in a blur of motion. His explosions propelled him forward with incredible speed, leaving a trail of smoke in his wake. Noelle reacted instantly. With a flick of her wrist, she conjured a dense cloud of nebula, obscuring Bakugo's vision. The training ground transformed into a swirling vortex of dust and darkness. "Bakugo, you think that'll stop me?" Bakugo's voice boomed through that nebula. A series of explosions detonated, momentarily illuminating the cloud with flashes of blinding light. The force of the blasts ripped through the nebula, but Noelle had already anticipated her opponent's move. She shifted her position within the cloud, using the swirling particles to mask her movements. Noelle's control over his quirk was impressive. She could manipulate the density and shape of the nebula at will, creating blinding smoke screens and solid platforms. Bakugo, however, was not easily deterred. He unleashed a barrage of explosions, each one carefully calculated to disperse the nebula and flush Noelle out of hiding. The training ground echoed with the roar of Bakugo's blasts and the hiss of dissipating nebulae. The clash of their quirks created a chaotic yet mesmerizing spectacle. The battle raged on, a relentless back and forth between explosive power and strategic nebula manipulation. Both heroes were pushed to their limits. Nova's breath grew ragged, her movements slightly slower as she started to feel the strain of her quirk. They had come too far, pushed each other too hard. With a determined growl, Bakugo gathered all his remaining energy into one final massive explosion. The ground trembled as a blinding wave of energy erupted from his palms. Noelle, sensing the impending danger, poured every ounce of her remaining strength into his quirk. The nebula surrounding her swirled faster, denser, forming a protective barrier around her. The explosion slammed into the nebula shield with earth-shattering force. The air crackled with energy. For a moment, everything was silent. Then the dust settled.
Both of you, get some rest. You fought well today.
A flicker of surprise crossed Bakugo's face, a rare compliment from their notoriously stoic teacher. He sat up, glancing at Noelle, who was slowly getting to her feet. Noelle met his gaze. For a moment their eyes locked, and a silent understanding passed between them. They were rivals, yes, but they were also fellow heroes, pushing each other to become stronger. As they walked off the training ground together, side by side, the setting sun cast long shadows behind them. It was a new day, and they had both grown stronger under the watchful eye of their teacher. The battle was over, but their journey was far from finished.